Greetings and peace, y'all. What's up? This is Queen Sereda, and I am here right now ready to do a transit astrology video for you for a couple different transits. One of them is going to be the new moon in Aries. I hope you all are doing good. Hope this video finds you well. I wanted to get this out for you yesterday and the day before. I actually have some footage recorded, but I'm going to delete it. Why? Because I kept getting interrupted, or there were a lot of interruptions. And with an Aries new moon, you can expect that, because even if it is a new moon and there's no energy supposedly, with a new moon, and it's about new beginnings, a fertile ground, a new place to start off, Aries is all about energy, action. It is definitely movement, leadership. And this energy is very determined to move forward, and it's not sitting still for anyone. So I want to talk to you about who I am. My name is Queen Sereda. Normally I would do these videos where I would show you the cards, but I'm going to go ahead and show you the cards with me on screen, because today I feel like being on camera, and that isn't always the case. I'm not always able to get on, but this is my website, naturallyhighlife.com. And then we've got on Instagram, it's queen_Sereda. I'm real humble, down to earth sister who is about spirituality and remembering who you are as a divine being. And that's what these readings are about and what they're for. I got some interesting stuff for you all. So let's dive deep into this here. We've got Mercury direct, which happened at 4 degrees in Aries. That's why this is important. That was on April 15th, like 2 days ago. On April 15th, also on the same day, there was a new moon in Aries, 26 degrees. Then we've got Chiron entering Aries, and that actually happened on April 17th, which is when? Today. So whether it be today or tomorrow for you, wherever you are living, this energy is going to be calling up something in you. The other one I want to talk about lastly is April the 17th, today also, or tomorrow for you, depending on where you are in the world, is Saturn is going to be going retrograde in Capricorn at 9 degrees. So I'm going to put this down and talk to you about new moon energy and what that really meant, because I wanted to get this out at the new moon, but at the new moon, what kept happening is there were a lot of different things that were coming up that needed to be re-looked at, talked about, discussed, revisited, reviewed. New moons are like that already, where you need to review things and evaluate things and get ready for new beginnings. But also we had a Mercury retrograde, which is a perfect time to do that reevaluation, reassessing, going back, looking at things from the past and seeing if there are things we want to include or exclude in our life, or how do we want to include or exclude those things in our life. That's what that type of transit is going to be calling up for most people. And a lot of times comes up with questions, you know. So here we go. So the first phase of the moon, which is the new moon energy, that is what we just dealt with. And it's significant that we're talking about this now, because we want to give the energy a chance to start moving forward. And now it is. The moon starts to expand from the time that it's the new moon on out. And so now we've got the first phase of the moon, and this new moon is going to be good for using for new beginnings, using them as the moon waxes or grows bigger or expands. And as that happens, as the moon grows, our things that we plant grow, our desires, our visions, the imaginings that we have, because we are creating our own experience by what we focus our intention on energetically, and what you say. So what you're putting your focus on energetically, the feeling of it, what you're seeing and looking at and really placing deep energy into, and then also through your speech and of course your will, which is what you say. Now, as this moon waxes, things grow. It is going to grow, as the moon grows, big and full and complete and expands. Now, everything begins where the new moon begins. It is a time to acknowledge goals, to get practical, to write lists. Lists are very important and key, especially for me in my life. I use that list writing stuff, and I write lists everywhere. I'll talk to you about the list writing, because I have an entire video that I want to do on just that, and I have the notes already written down for some of it. If you have any questions about this in particular, or if you have any experience in the list writing, then tell me about that, because this is a great thing to talk about during this new moon, or working with the moon energy too, and manifesting what you want. This is a good time to ask or declare what you'd like to see or manifest or create more of in your life. Perfect time for it. Reflect on ideas of new projects, and to make first contact if you're actually ready to do that. So if you've already been working on something, some goals, which most people are, then this is a good time where you can go ahead and take one of the necessary steps forward if it's time for you to do that. And you'll be divinely guided if that's what you so desire, instead of you having to just guess. And you can be divinely guided. The other thing is, reflect on ideas and new projects at this time of a new moon. Make first contact if you're ready again. Allow ideas to come up. So sitting still, allowing things to come up to surface, just so you can feel what it is that you actually want, and you can move forward on the things based on how they feel, because that alone will tell you. Take action, and the time to take action is going to be right after this first quarter of the moon, which is not quite in yet. So unless you've already been working on it, then you may want to go ahead and start working on it at the second phase of the moon, the crescent moon. And right now you may just be contemplating, reflecting, writing down ideas, and reviewing where you've come from to where you are now, and learning from your mistakes. Great things to do during a new moon. Let's continue. The other thing I want you to look at here is, with this new moon being in Aries, it's a good time to look at where you used to be, and yes, the where you want to be, like the present you, and then what's in the past. And really, you could do this another way too. You could say future you, or present you, or past you, and you want to put some words on, draw like a stick figure on the paper. But first, take a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle, and then you're going to draw a stick figure on one side, a stick figure on the other side. I think I have a picture of it in my journal. And here we go. Current me, future me, So once you put that on there, write some words around these people that are you. Your current self, your future you, all is now really, but this is all about the mind. We're just using this as something to attract things faster, based on, because some people are cloudy and fuzzy and not really aware of where they are. And even if you are aware of where you are, sometimes you're not doing it in the most positive way, and we need you to focus more positively. So when you're dealing with this new moon in Aries also, this is a time when you can initiate new projects very strongly, like this, a new exercise where you learn to integrate your past and your present, because all is now. So this is the placebo effect, basically, something just to get you in the spirit of feeling fearless in going after what it is that you want. I actually had to really work hard at this area, because I wanted to I learned to plan more than I learned to take action. When you're younger, some people take more action. Then I was an action taker when I was younger. And now I feel like I want to take inspired action before just moving forward and just doing things. I feel like that's extremely important at this point, and not to just be jumping out there doing stuff. Which is why working with the moon is important, doing moon manifesting work, working with the life coach, having a future goal for yourself that's far away to draw you forward. If you don't have that, a lot of times you're going to not feel as inspired during this type of a new moon. The other sort of transits that are coming have to do with this Aries energy, but the Aries energy is initiating it, and it's here. It's going to surprise a lot of people with what it comes up with. It's initiating and empowering. If you have been having trouble with getting motivated, getting started, getting things to go the way you want them to, and being focused, staying on target with your goals, staying focused, taking action as well as planning, then with the new moon working with Uranus, like it's going to be conjunct, that has to do with freedom and independence. Some people have straight up lost it and just walked off the job and said, I'm not doing this anymore. or they've learned something about themselves, about their own values, and they're like, I'm not doing this anymore. This is not reflecting who I am, who I want to be. I'm stepping into my divine power, and I'm going to do what I want to do. And yours truly just did that recently, y'all, and that was, whew, I don't know. Wow. But anyways, stepping into your power. Action, taking action based on the impulses that you feel. Not a lot of planning is involved with working with the Aries energy oftentimes. But when it's a new moon, you feel inspired to do that, because Aries can be good with planning. Aries can be good with setting goals. It really can, which is why a lot of times it is the leader. You can really expect some surprise. Like I said, with Uranus with this, the planet of surprise, you will definitely see that there is some sort of area in your life, because there's 12 houses in the zodiac in the chart. There's an area that Uranus and Aries fall in, and where it falls in, it's going to mean that you are going to begin pioneering a new energy, moving forward and leading things in a whole new way. This is going to mean a lot of confidence for some of you. Just having the confidence and taking action based on that. Not sitting around waiting on so-and-so to say it's all right, telling you that you're ready, but you know you're ready. The Mercury being direct, oh, that's so good. It is going to bring clarity instantly. And if I look at my notes, what day was it direct? Yeah, that was like 2 days ago. So you all have more clarity now than ever, right? A couple different things that came up before I even get into pulling the cards and throwing my Queen Oracle is going to be this. Use your abilities. Often when you have this type of energy of Saturn going to Capricorn, the planning is heavy, the planning is important, the patience is necessary. Some of us are working on slow computers, slow phones, things that are seeming limited, because there's something that we want to create, something we want to bring into the world, and we pretty much came to the planet and got amnesia and forgot what that was. So now we have different signs and things like that that are helping us to remember exactly what direction we want to go in. So that's why you have this time of unclarity versus clarity, and you have the devices slowing down. Some people lost a device, some people got water on it, some people have a raggedy case, just new everything, new screen protector. And you've been told, like usually, to wait till after Mercury retrograde is over to buy these electronics, because now it's time for it to come. It already came, rather, and it's going to come again. But you want to use the Mercury retrograde to more so review, to plan, and to look at what you've already done and to reassess it. Revisit the same topics again until you get that new perspective, like the Hangman card in the tarot. If you all aren't listening to that series of, there's different cards that I'm pulling from the Major Arcana, the 22 cards. Check that out also. That's in the playlist, and you can listen to those cards, the card readings, and also the guidance on using the Fool's Journey for guidance and inspiration. Highly recommend it now as Mercury is going direct. The other thing is, you know the truth and you cannot run from it. And the funny thing is that once you are someone who understands a little bit more about who you are, like you know you're not a human being, like you get that, you feel it, you've experienced it in your meditations, in your day-to-day, you can't go back to unknowing that. Not this lifetime. You're constantly walking upstairs. We descended here. You're going upwards. So as time goes on, a lot of us have forgotten that we're not able to really act like we don't know better. We know better. If you know better, you got to do better. With that being said, you are to use your abilities. because nobody else can do exactly what you do, the way you do it, how you do it. And you have a certain thing that only you can deliver, and the world is going to be looking for you to give that. It may take a time or some time for people to support you in your endeavors, it may seem, but it's not for them. It's really for you. When man is fearless, he is finished. So leave the fear behind. If you have trouble with it, learn Qigong, work the organs, clear the organs, cleanse. If you have trouble with it, there's a way, and there's a way. Okay? A lot of issues people are dealing with have to do with their body, their health. They have unbalanced health. They aren't able to meditate. But divine intelligence is always within, no matter how this body feels. And we are in divine intelligence, co-creating with the one that is holding this whole space and everything else in it together. And I give thanks to that. So last part, I'm going to go ahead and pull these cards because I went off on a whole tangent, but Spirit wanted to come through today, y'all, and that's exactly what I'm allowing to happen. So I'm using my playing card deck, which is a double deck of cards. So it's a lot of them. But I'm just going to get a little guidance here with this Chiron in Aries, Saturn in Capricorn, Mercury direct, and Aries new moon energy for all signs. And first, I'm going to go ahead and just pull an overall card for all signs and read that. All right, so it's turning around to see the opportunity behind you. It's making mistakes along the way. It's dealing with the challenges that are here, that are testing you to make you better. It is not shunning the so-called darkness, if you will, or shunning the negative or the bad. Learning how to merge with that energy and lead it and move away to balance where you want to be. This number 5 of clubs, it's going to take gathering with other people for many of you to get it. Alone, you can get it, but you have to sit down, meditate in order to see exactly what the universe, your spirit guides, your ancestors, your higher self is wanting to tell you. What are you wanting to tell you? The challenges that you experience right now are having to do with trying to do too much, too fast, and this is telling you to back up off of it and let it breathe so it can come into being. That's pretty much what this is saying. Now, for the other cards, I'm going to go ahead and pull just one more for general reading for all signs from the Morgan Greer Tarot deck. And I love it because the World card just popped up. And this is the back of the deck. I love this deck. It's the bomb. The World. What? Completions, endings, understandings, celebrations, graduations. A meaningful filled future, ready to start over at the beginning of the Fool's Journey. Since this card's coming up, it's another reason why you can go into the playlist that I have, listen to the Fool's Journey and some of the Beginner's Tarot cards, Beginner's Tarot cards videos where you will find the beginning of this. And I'm going to be talking about this card in a couple of days, breaking this card down. What is it about when you see it in the tarot? What is the lesson that the Fool comes to learn when he gets to the World card? We'll talk about that more then, but completion for sure, celebration, a very strong evaluation also, and then using all of your different elements together to really powerfully make a detour into the direction of what it is that you most desire. That's what this is about. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to all signs, where we'll get into that. And but first I'm going to pull, I guess I'll pull from the Oracle, just one card. I mean, just one of these. pieces of the oracle, the Queen Oracle. All right, so yeah, fertility is on the scene today too. Fertility. We've got a cowrie shell, and it was turned like left. Turn left. Purify. Recognize that you're more than your body. Live comfortably. Live with awareness. And live with purpose. Even if what you think is corny, it doesn't make sense to other people, who cares? There's a place for every one of your so-called desires. And you are going to be the one to facilitate receiving those things. And as long as you make sure, be sure that they are in alignment with the divine, oneness, nature, creativity, all that good stuff, then yes, it's coming. All you really have to do is know that it's yours, know that it's already happened invisibly or on the invisible plane, and that it has to come on the physical plane and manifest also. Especially if that's what you're putting your energy into, that's what's going to happen. If you are interested in having a baby or getting pregnant, then this is a supreme time for it to take place. Take care of yourself. Take care of your ideas. The next sign we are going to talk about is going to be, I will tell you in one moment. Talking about Aries. So Aries, what do you need to know? Let me pull the playing cards here. What is Aries to know about these transits? What is it coming to tell him? All right, we've got some clubs. We have the Four of Clubs, and then we have the, I'll let you see it for yourself, the Jack of Clubs, which is a knight in the regular tarot. So this is telling you that a trusted friend is going to help you out with rebuilding this new foundation that you're looking to build. On the surface, it looks as though things are going to be just fine. They're really moving smoothly for you. This is your new moon. You're not seeing a whole lot of activity right now. However, what you've been working on from before, this is a great time to check the steps and to get ready to blaze the trail. You're looking into mysteries now and wanting to understand the deeper mysteries too, Aries. And your overall card for this is going to be this one, the Six of Pentacles. And you're sharing a whole lot, or you're not sharing at all. But if you feel a lack, bless the fact that you feel that way and release that. Let it go. Release it to your inner being, and then go and focus on how you can release and share. Don't hoard, release and share. This is more so hoarding when it's upside down, or an energy that is wanting to manifest. It's not wanting to share that much. It's already given so much. Share. Also, the other thing that came through, and I remembered I did this reading already yesterday, but it was a lot of disruption in the air and all that, so I'm redoing this. This card came up for Aries, and it was talking about the fact that you have some leadership skills that other people want to know about, how they can do what you do, how you do, and they want you to teach them that. So I feel like you'll be teaching other people more so how to do that. The two cards that you got here, like I said, foundation and building again with a trusted friend. Yeah, and collaborating and sharing with others. Let's go ahead and get the next one, which is Taurus, and pull an overall guidance card here. All right, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. In our playing cards, we've got the Nine of Clubs and the Ace of Spades. You are knowing what you want. Are you calling it in? Are you letting it come in? Are you doubting it? Are you holding on to too much fear and worry? Those things are the sin, because it's thinking in an upside down, adverse way when you have the ability to see this through. Your positive insight and input, a lot of you have no problem with it. You are really pulling forward. But some of you really are having a tough time with this. And a woman